Do you like fantasy football, mild racist jokes, and a damn good time? Welcome to the Big 3 DFS show on this beautiful Sunday for Week 16. I'm Al Walsh. You can find me on Twitter at AlWalshDFS, website alwalshdfs.com. As always, joined by the money man, Adam Wagner in the ATX, and Chris Sweet down in Frederick, Maryland. One question for you guys. Where's my Christmas gifts? And don't pull this shit where they got lost in the mail.
No, yours is actually down where you live now in New Jersey. I just I can't think of where the even though I mailed it, I can't think of the town.
That's okay.
But you're in Bayonne, so you didn't receive it. So.
All right, so that's the thing. Sweet. I mean, what the hell, man? I thought we were friends.
I accidentally sent yours to Seaside Heights, but I think Tommy Cheeseballs took it. So
okay.
You're gonna have to find Tommy Cheeseballs to get that present.
Okay. Because remember, we were doing the deal this year where you guys sent me gifts, but I wasn't sending anything in return.
Yeah. So. It was what what you have is mine, what I have is mine type of deal. So yeah, actually, cool. I used to be in a marriage like that, but I washed up and started starting letting her have everything else too. So
what a guy!
Yeah, I have my moments.
Yeah, Al, I think there's a new glory hole there on Route 95 too.
Again, Sunday glory hole.
So did I get the gift card there? Or?
Yeah, you can only use it like 3 or 4 times, something like that. But you have to talk with the establishment about that.
2016 is going to be a hell of a start.
But Hito will be there for assistance.
Oh, dear Lord. Hell of a start.
Yes.
Now,
Merry Christmas to you fellas, too.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Belated Christmas. I'm sure we said our things.
Now, what was not a hell of a start to the week for the money man, Mr. Wagner, his Giants are now mathematically eliminated because you like that went into Philly last night and just did some absolute damage. I actually saw the Eagles win this one. The spread was in their favor, which I thought was a little wacky. But I think Vegas is starting to trick some people nowadays. So I feel for you, Wags.
Actually, I'm kind of all right with it now. I've moved past it. I was a little bit butthurt, around midnight last night, and then I said, hey, we can finally play for a better draft pick, even though it's going to be in the middle of it'll be like a 12th or something like that. But I don't know, like there's no. The agony is gone. You don't have to sit here and wait. Are we going to make it? And then are we going to get eliminated in the first round? No, it's because we're not even going. So, Dallas, we're with you. We're with you this year in December. It's not often that we find ourselves out of the postseason, but.
Yeah, I mean, this is actually, I'm kind of pulling for the Bucs this year. I want them to get to 500. So, I'm also pulling for the Panthers today because I want that crack at them next week in the final week of the season where we could knock off their undefeated streak. You basically got the Cam Newton of now going up against the future Cam Newton next week, so that could be pretty sweet. All right, let's get into some fantasy football. This is why they hired us for the show, or why we did our own.
Yeah, no, you're right. They hired us. Us. We hired ourselves.
We sure did. Applause all over the joint. All right,
it's a prestigious gig to have.
Let us start here up in my neck of the woods with the New England Patriots. They're now a 1.5-point favorite, traveling to the Jets of East Rutherford, New Jersey. Over-under is 45 in this game. 71% of the bets are in the Patriots' favor. So, you know me, I like to go the other way on all this stuff. I think Ryan Fitzpatrick's a hell of a play today. Brandon Marshall. I think you team these two up. You're going to get them very low owned, but tremendous.
What about Mr. Consistency?
And Mr. Decker. You can't forget him. But there's a lot to like from the Jets today. I think this line is very telling of how the game's going to go. Jets basically fighting for their playoff lives. Yeah, New England's there, but they're a little nicked up as well. I'm looking for a nice day from this Jets offense today.
Absolutely, yeah, I couldn't agree more. Jets got something to play for, and it's first time in a while that they're the dominant team in New York. So I always used to joke saying that it's Giant Stadium because it used to be Giant Stadium and it still is Giant Stadium, but it's actually MetLife. But no, they've always borrowed our stadium because they've been the second tier team in New York. Yes, that's right. I said it. Namath won one game, guys. He won one game. But now the Jets are legit, man. They got some smart kid from Harvard leading the way, who none of us saw coming because it was supposed to be Geno Smith's show. Decker, who was forgot about on every team that he's ever been on, he's just a rising, as we say, Mr. Consistency, getting you 15 to 20 points each week on DK. And you got Brandon Marshall, man. He's really embracing the big city. I think he likes all the distractions, so to speak, outside of football. I wouldn't really call them distractions. He's in his domain, man, and it looks like he's found a really good connection, a really good relationship with Ryan Fitzpatrick, and it looks to be a lot better than the one that was dying with he and Jay Cutler. But I don't know. You're right. This team can produce some points, and the guy that you brought up on Wednesday that I'm really intrigued about is Powell, man. I mean, I don't know what happened to Henry or Ivory, but yeah, he's just kind of. I know he's struggled with some hamstring, some leg injuries, but man, Powell's pretty much came on and started to become like the Curtis Martin of old, huh?
Yeah, this guy's catching passes. He's doing it all back there.
he's pretty much Curtis Martin. I mean, looking like it at least.
Yeah, I mean, and again, when we talked Wednesday about all this, I was talking about the projection sheets, and I mean, there's just Jets up and down the board. I mean, they are slating Brandon Marshall for 29.75 on DraftKings today. By far the most out of any receiver on the board today. Eric Decker not far behind there. I believe he's listed as the 6th best receiver too. So naturally, if those guys are going to have a good day, that means the wicked smart kid Applesauce gonna do big things at home today. Now, if you look at the statistics, you're gonna say, "Oh, Walsh, what the hell is wrong with you?" This isn't necessarily a good play because you look at, New England is 7th in the NFL going up against quarterbacks. They are 10th in the NFL going up against running backs, 13th against wide receivers. So there's not necessarily a glaring hole. It's just, we're gonna see some balls thrown in this game. I don't think that this is gonna be a heavy run type of game at all. So right. Where we see a lot of throws, we might see the clock stop a lot. That allows us for more plays. Blah 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 blah. There's your Sunday morning analysis. Sweet. Who do you like from this game?
Yeah, well, you guys hit it on the head with Fitzpatrick. He's definitely one of the best values at quarterback today. I like both of his main weapons there. Bilal Powell, that's a good call, too. I'm going to go to the other side of the ball for this one because looks like pretty much everybody's out for the Patriots. Edelman's not coming back. Amendola's out. So I think there's a couple of real good, pretty cheap plays this week in James White, who was awesome last week and helped one of our staff members net a nice cool 10 Gs. And then I also like more of a wild card this week is Keyshawn Martin at 3,000.
I don't know if I can do that, man. That's pretty ballsy. But I mean, it's there. I mean, LaFell ain't making the catches, that's for sure. So Martin's got to do it.
There's just not that many minimum price guys that you can plug in. I mean, he's not a cash game play. Don't get me wrong, but it's a guy who could definitely, he could surprise some people.
Now, I am fully on board with James White. I'm about that James White life. But we're forgetting the biggest weapon from New England, Robert Gronkowski. Yeah. With all these people out today, you got Scott Chandler, who's also listed as questionable. This could be a Gronk day. This could be a very, very, very big Gronk day.
So you pay up for Gronk, right?
Yeah, I would. I mean, Greg Olson's a great option. We'll get to him in a little bit. But, I mean, you just look like, what is New England going to do? They're not going to run the ball on this Jets team. So they're going to throw the ball.
It'll be James White and Gronkowski.
For sure. Now, I had James White at the beginning of the season when these two teams played, and he didn't do a damn thing. But
he just missed. I remember it. He just missed.
I remember that too.
One or something like that. And he said, "Damn, if he would have got in, that would have been nice."
Yeah, he got stopped at the 1 or something like that. What a bastard! He obviously wasn't thinking about me.
No. I mean, he didn't send you a Christmas gift either, which is just beyond me.
I mean, what am I supposed to pay for my own glory hole?
These days, dude. I just don't get it.
I really don't know.
The audacity of people to not remember us.
Right.
How dare they? All right, let us get to another fantasy-rich game on the board here. Well, we were just talking about third leg Greg, so let's continue with them. 6.5-point favorites are the Carolina Panthers today, going into the Georgia Dome, take on the Atlanta Falcons. 47 is our total, and the bets are pretty much split right down the pipe, 50-50. Let's start off with you guys. I got Sweet and kick it off with you. Who do you like the most from this game?
I think you just got to go Cam in this one. I think he's gonna keep getting it done. I've heard a lot of people that kind of think the Falcons are gonna have some heat in this game. They're gonna be show up to play, but are the Falcons even a good team? Because since they were 5-0 or whatever, they haven't really shown up to any game. So I don't know. I'm not really. Yeah, Matt Natural Ice down there is not really doing too good. Yeah, he's playing like that beer taste. So I mean, I don't know. You got, and then the running back situation in Carolina. It's either Cameron Artis-Payne or Fozzie Whitaker. I actually, if you have to grab one, I'd probably go Fozzie Whitaker, even though he's the less sexy of the two. I just think he's going to get a little more work.
Not so fast, my friend. Our $10,000 staff winner, David Ziddick, says that Cameron Artis-Payne, will be receiving up to 20 touches possibly today. So that's something to take into consideration. Atlanta's defense, as you mentioned, is just garbage. Their pass, they're giving up 245, which I don't know how much Cam is going to do through the air, but we saw what the guy can do with his wheels. This guy gets 20 touches at least, right? And then rushing the ball. Atlanta's not that good either. They're not bad, but I mean they're middle of the pack. So to speak.
Don't sugarcoat it.
No, they're giving up over 100 yards. They're 103 yards per game, but yeah.
I don't need stats.
Go ahead. Sorry to stop you there, Sweet. I just had to throw some Artis-Payne, but
they give up a lot of fantasy points.
They do.
Falcons run D.
By the way, Cameron Artis-Payne, my favorite sleeper pick of the entire offseason. Thanks for showing up, but no fault of his own. I mean, Jonathan Stewart was supposed to be dead on the side of the highway in Week 3, so not his fault.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying Artis-Payne's not going to have a good game. It's just if you look at the last game, he got the majority of his carries when they're up 35-7. So Fozzie was getting the major work early in the game, and then Cameron Artis-Payne fumbled and didn't see the field again. So I don't know. I mean, like I said, I don't think either of them are great plays, but I wouldn't be surprised if Fozzie ends up being the better of the two. That's all I was trying to get across. On the other side of the ball, Julio's got the nightmare matchup. And I don't really know what you do with the Falcons at this point. If you want to maybe go straight crazy GPP and grab, I don't know, Roddy White, does he even play anymore? I know they cut Hankerson. He was
he's on the roster.
He's dead.
I know he's on the roster.
I know he has a show on Sirius Fantasy XM that's pretty much terrible because I don't think he really understands fantasy football. It's just John Hanson, the guru, trying to steer him the right way, and he always picks the other way. So I don't know.
Well, not only does he not understand fantasy football, but he doesn't understand real football anymore. So
yeah, that's true.
Congratulations for him. I'm gonna go with obviously third leg Greg, tremendous play here. Jersey guy, homegrown, gotta love it. But how about some Devonta Freeman?
They just show he's being showcased now, my friend.
How about some Devonta Freeman today? If the Falcons do get down early and often, we could see a lot of catches here from Devonta Freeman. I actually like him. Even get one rushing the ball into the end zone today. I think Freeman found a little bit of himself there against Jacksonville, as most people could or should. But yeah, I don't mind him, especially with a total of 47 today. Definitely means that we should probably see some of Devonta Freeman. And the price is a little expensive. I usually like to go with cheap running backs, but 7,400. If you want to get crazy and stray away from the pack, that's certainly the way to do it.
Well, yeah, I think it's just going to be all Panthers all day long, man. Best player on the field's Cam Newton. Best player in the NFL's Cam Newton. I'm sorry, This guy's the MVP, dude.
Yeah, he ain't bad.
No, he ain't. I was just watching a little bit of footage of him just warming up. He's over here catching, doing Dez catches and doing OBJ catches, and then just turn around, throwing the ball, watching it, seeing if it hits a spot, and being like, doing some Michael Irvin, Deion Sanders, they all say it all the time. Who's having more fun than Cam? No one is. It's because he's winning. It's undefeated. I don't know, man. I'm pretty much in awe of Cameron Newton.
I disagree. I have way more fun.
Man.
I'm drinking beer during the game, so whatever, man.
I don't know, man. I don't think you're getting off that positive energy that Cam's getting off, man. I think he's got good times flowing through his veins, so to speak. So I don't know. Pretty cool guy, man.
I ain't trying to hear that shit as a Bucs fan, man.
I know you're not. My team's out. My team's out. I'm a fan of fantasy, so to speak, I guess. And this guy is. I think I'm riding Cam Newton today, man. I'd like to have some Cam Newton in my lineup for sure. He's one of the 3 quarter. He's pricey, so I'd put him as a wild card. I know my value pick here for wild cards based off of money, DraftKings money is it's unorthodox. I know. But I'm saying wild card just because of the price and just because it's a division game. You don't know. This guy could be setting by halftime. So that's why he's the wild card. I wouldn't go spending too much money and expect 40 points from him this week. We have other quarterbacks out there that will break down that's, a nice, substantial budget cut less than Cam Newton.
Big shout. All right, now we're not talking about these 2 quarterbacks, but Chicago is at Tampa Bay this week. Tampa Bay, the -3-point favorite. Over under 44 in this game. That's basically right down the middle for both sides. I will not be donning the electric pirate hat for this one since we are out of the playoff race, but just imagine it on my head. Love me some Tampa Bay defense today, mainly because Alshon Jeffrey is out for this one. This is a tremendous value play. There, I believe 2,500 on DraftKings allows you to go up and spend elsewhere. Aside from Alshon Jeffrey, there's really not much. I mean, we got the 2 running backs from the Bears that can do some dirt, but nobody that really scares the living crap out of me. I think now that Tampa Bay, doesn't have the playoffs on their mind, they can go out and play some loose football. What better way to do that than dumb-faced Jay Cutler?
Who's got the all right? Which face is dumber, Eli's or Jay's?
Oh, Jay by far. He looks like he crapped in his pants.
Right, I got you.
I'm not worried about this guy. Jay Cutler he's made it over 20 fantasy points. What do we got here? Once in the last 5 games? Come on, Jay. You're better than that.
You're better than that, Jay.
You're not better than that, Jay. You suck.
You're traveling down to Tampa, Jay. You're going to get greased.
Yeah, that's why we're going to do it. And we're going to have a lot of Bears fans in the stadium. And I actually remember this from opening day that the schedule was made. There was like this all-out Twitter warfare, like, oh, we're going to Tampa for Christmas, blah, blah, blah. Because that's where all these, the cold city teams, they come down south for these games around the holidays. And that's like their Christmas gift to whoever. Kick rocks and go back to Chicago. Dude.
So are you're saying Al Walsh's Tampa Bay Bucks take down Billy Parsons' Chicago Bears, huh?
For sure. Like not even without the bat of an eye. Like I'm saying something like
Bill.
34-10.
Sorry, Bill. Speaking of Bill Parsons, ladies and gentlemen, fantasy sports is coming down to the end. If you're looking for a new place and new home to have some season-long league as well as DFS, block fantasy sports, so to speak, check out Maximum Fantasy Sports. It's a pretty cool site. All the Wagner wires on there. Al Walsh DFS is on there. Had a league actually this week. Chris, did you take that league?
Yeah, I was just about to tell you I'm actually in the championship round this week.
With Mr. Nick Rodriguez, right?
You got it, and I'm just looking to dominate, and win that maximum fantasy crown, so I could, I could walk around Frederick and everyone can acknowledge my greatness.
All right, on. Well, we love a Wagner Wire staff versus Nicky Rodriguez, so to speak. Bring the dominance to my man Nick. Anyways, that's Maximum Fantasy Sports. Bill Parsons, Maximum Fantasy Sports. Check it out.
Appreciate. All right, back to my hapless Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We're looking on the offensive side of things. There is some tremendous value. Jameis Winston, 5,500. Dougie Fresh Martin, 6,600. And Mike Evans there at 7,300. Not tremendous value, but Definitely going to get busy today. No Vincent Jackson today for the Buccaneers. Jeffrey hasn't been listed out yet, but very doubtful. So,
well, you think? How about your Doug Martin, boss? You think he gets busy, huh?
Yeah, I don't like it.
Up like 125, I think, on the ground, dude.
I don't like that price. I think we can get some more value from a couple other guys. And it's messed up because we're not even. I don't even want to go into those games like full on. We'll get to we'll go over them really quick, but there is some pretty good cheap value at running back today. So I don't know. Martin is a good play, but I mean we can get a little cheaper than that.
I don't know. I think I'm going to be seeing the text feeds come over. It's a Doug day. It's a Doug day. Doug's going. I just wish that we all have him in our lineups for the Doug day.
Or you'll just my classic. I'll be a Doug, or our Doug is a black. That's my favorite. I'll be a Doug. All right. Anybody on either side of the ball for you guys in this game?
Not for me, man. It's not going to be. It's like you said. There's nothing that the Bears have, and you can key on Forte. He's going to get some points, but now he's sharing a payload with Langford. So who do you go with? I think you can get more value at a running back. Martin's even cheaper than Forte. So the better plays are on Tampa Bay. So I just think I just feel bad for the Bears. I feel bad for Bill.
Yeah, they're gonna blow their hole out today. I can't wait for this one. Get ourselves back to 7-8. So I just saw Brandon Marshall on NFL Sunday Countdown. He must have been running about 100 miles an hour. He's ready to go today. He's ready to rock.
Okay. Well, that's why he's projected so high then, I guess.
Yeah, he definitely could throw a pigskin over the mountains over there.
Back in '83.
Oh yeah. Let's run down the rest of the 1 o'clock games that we don't need to break down entirely. But Dallas at Buffalo. Buffalo a 6-point favorite today. Heavy favorite on the money line as well. 41.5 is our over/under. 73% of the bets are on the Bills.
As rightfully should.
I'll kick it off with you. You got anybody here real quick?
Sammy Watkins.
All right.
Even if the guy has 2 points going into the fourth quarter, he's going to end up with 30.
For sure. Sweet.
I don't know how he pulls it out somehow, man. He's going to get busy on that Dallas secondary. It's what's Dallas playing for? That's my question. I don't see Jerry laying down. I don't see Jerry, forcing the hammer, making people stick to the accountability, so to speak. Maybe just Jason Garrett, who's getting the short end of the stick. I'm not a Dallas sympathizer. We all know that.
No.
However, I think Jason Garrett deserves a little more credit than what he's got. Hey, it's official. Inactive Alshon Jeffrey.
Inactive. Sweet. What do you like from this one?
I kind of like Carlos Williams in this one as a cheap running back option.
Absolutely, that's a good play.
With McCoy out, and I'm a little worried about Gillislee getting some carries, but I think that was, they have Gillislee, right?
They do. You can go
take
rocks.
Yeah.
You can go take a walk.
Carlos Williams was real strong early in the year. He had a touchdown like 4 or 5 straight games in backup roles. So I think he could definitely be a guy to get some run here. And Big 3 favorite T-Mobile is always a decent play. I think with McCoy out, he might have to run a little bit more. So
for sure.
He's always a good bargain.
Yeah. Buffalo defense, not a bad play today. The 41.5 makes me nervous about T-Mobile, but still a good play. And yeah, the Carlos Williams play, absolutely tremendous. Love that one. That's why it got applause. San Francisco at Detroit, Lions are a 9-point favorite, total of 43. 60% of the bets are on the Niners, shockingly.
That is shocking.
That's very shocking.
What do you guys like here?
I mean, you gotta how do you not like Stafford in this game? San Francisco's allowing 260 yards to the air per game. I think that's speaks testament to Matt's cannon. This guy likes to sling it, man, and apparently I'm on first name basis with every quarterback in the NFL. So, now the guy that's the sneaky pick here is Golden Tate the third. With Megatron kind of being I can't believe I'm going to say that he's been neutralized. This guy's been such a dominant force over the past couple of years, but he's been quiet, man. Ever since the lights went out in Detroit, pretty much the lights went out in fucking Calvin Johnson. I'm sorry to say that. It's just, the guy's been on my fantasy team and let me down. So I'm kind of a little butthurt on Calvin Johnson. I'm in the consolation game, the third place game in my league. I'm playing in a championship game in my other buddy's league, and he's still not showing up there either. So
he's been a little nicked up.
Oh yeah,
year.
not to mention, hey OBJ, you're suspended. Way to go. Awesome.
Well, your boy's really hooking up. Well, yeah, I mean, Calvin's been a little nicked up this year. He's getting older. Trying to get. He might not even be a Lion after this year. So
you don't think? Do you think he walked? Do you think he's gone?
I don't think the Lions will. They'll have. I mean, he's such a big cap hit. So I mean, you look at the production that he's been doing here for the amount of money he's being paid. It's just the numbers aren't adding up.
Right. Yeah. You got. I mean, I don't know. There's a rumor saying that Jerry Rice tried to give him a tip or two about running routes, and he just looked at him and said, "I think I got this" or something like that. That doesn't, to me, that doesn't sound like Megatron's personality. However, you might want to, if that is true, you might want to start, asking Jerry Rice for some notes and how to run a route properly and break away from a defender.
Sweet. What do you got here from San Fran, Detroit?
Yeah, I got two plays I really like, and Wagner mentioned one is Golden Tate. If Doug Baldwin hadn't been doing what he'd been doing, we'd be talking about Golden Tate because he's got about 5 TDs in the last 3 weeks, I think. He's really been getting all the volume there. And, yeah, I think Megatron, he's transformed into the gun right now, and nobody's shooting him. Yeah, so he's not transformed into the robot version right now. But the other play I really like from this is going back to our favorite cheap defenses. I really like Detroit's defense in this one. Save some cap room. I don't know what you guys think about that.
Yeah, I think my play for defense is Tampa Bay. I think Detroit could be a really good play for defense on cap room. Their front four gets busy and they're as athletic as can be. They'll get a lot of 1s and 2 points for sacks, but I just don't know how much they'll allow. San Francisco.
Right.
I mean, they're not exactly a offensive juggernaut, so to speak. But I said it, juggernaut. But I tried not to say it too. That's the thing, and it just fell out of me like a thick molasses. Anyways, yeah, I just think I don't know how consistent they'll be with yielding points. I don't know. That's what scares me. I know they'll get their sacks, so that's a decent play. But I think the play for defense, it's got to be the Bucs, man, with Chicago coming down there to Tampa.
All right, let's talk about a developing situation here. Now, Sean Drone is out for the Niners today. So, looking like Kendall Gaskins, Dwan Harris, and fullback Bruce Miller could carry the load here. I mean, Gaskins is the bare minimum here on DraftKings. So, I mean, this could be an absolute steal, but at the same time, I have no idea. I have no idea what the Niners' rotation is on when everyone's healthy. So, what the hell makes me think that we're going to know what's going to happen today? They had Travis Cadet, Travis Cadet was he was next up on the depth chart. They released him. He goes back to the Saints. Like, I don't know. I mean, good job, 49ers, just screwing up shit all over the joint. But yeah, I guess if you had to take a guy, it would have to be Gaskins. But I mean, look, I'm not feeling confident in that at all. But hey, if you like to bungee jump and jump through rings of fire, Gaskins is probably your guy.
I don't like stress that. I like kind of smooth sailing on Sundays, man. Easy like Sunday morning. But I don't like to put my stomach through that much stress, man.
I hear it. And that was not one of the cheaper running backs I was talking about. So. All right, so one more 1 o'clock game, Pittsburgh at Baltimore. This should be the biggest ass-kicking in the history of the National Football League. Ryan Mallett starting today for the Baltimore Ravens. Pittsburgh is a 10.5-point favorite here today. 47.5 is the over/under. That should all be tallied by Pittsburgh. And 68% of the bets are coming from smart people, and 32% of bettors have no damn idea what they're doing in the world.
Or the Ravens fans.
Yeah, I have one. I mean, the obvious plays here are from the Steelers, but Kamar Aiken today from the Ravens. I mean, look, they're going to be throwing this ball all over the joint. So, Aiken, let me get a price check on my man right here. Aisle 4, 5,400. Steelers are worst in the NFL at allowing fantasy points to the wide receiver position. So, this could happen here with Kamar Aiken.
I agree, man. Steelers giving up just under 280 yards per game through the air. It's Mallet, though. That's my...
Right.
That's my only...
Hopefully he wakes up on time.
Well, they gave him the starting job, so he's not going to get upset and not show up, I guess.
True that.
Yeah. Oh, man. Well, oh, man. I don't know. The stats are there. The numbers are there. The price is there. Let's just hope the quarterback gets there.
And obviously, I mean, look, we don't even have to break it down, but pretty much everybody on the Steelers offense is a tremendous option today. It's just blowout beware. Blowout beware.
Steel Cities. All right, so that being said, do you think some of these Steelers sit?
Not sit.
Well, I mean, if the lead gets up there, if the lead gets steep, do we see more of a Bryant here? I know there's some people out there that are actually coupling Antonio Brown and Martavius Bryant. So, what do you think about that play? I mean, we're going to see more of a. I think we'll see AB in the first half with Bryant right alongside of him. Then I think if it just gets blown, if it's just a blowout, you'll see AB kind of be taking his role pulled out, and it's going to be a Wheaton and Bryant type of day, so to speak. Man, Ben will stay in the game. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. I mean, it does depend. I mean, Pittsburgh is still, trying to get that last playoff spot. So, we will have to look out for that situation. It's going to be an absolute ass kicking today. So.
Really wish Odell Beckham Jr. was playing today.
Yeah, well, maybe you should tell him to behave himself.
Stop beer-holing people. Jesus.
All right, so we've got 3 4 o'clock games today. All have amazing fantasy impact.
Can I touch on that on the Steelers game real quick?
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Actually, I get the Ben Love and everything. That makes a lot of sense, but I actually think this could be a D'Angelo Williams day. Kind of like Wagner a few weeks ago mentioned it was going to be a Rawls day, and it was definitely going that way. I think that if they do get up big, I can't just see them throwing with a huge lead all game, but I think you could see a lot of D'Angelo Williams. D'Angelo Williams and the defense would be a good running back defense stack, I think, Pittsburgh D also, right, if you're looking to do that. Just because I think those other guys are going to be so highly owned. So if it is a short day for him, you could really make up some ground with D'Angelo, and he'll be less owned than the running back. Than the wide receivers and the quarterback will be. I mean,
you could even argue that D'Angelo would be sitting a good amount today too, because he really is the only running back that they have. If you want to look at running backs here for the Steelers, you've got Will Johnson. There's a guy, Jordan Todman, on the roster, so maybe
Todman's
some guys like that. So, maybe one of those guys could be a very low-owned sleeper play right there.
Yeah, that's my only concern. I don't think that Baltimore makes this a game at all. I do see tremendous blowout. I see a lot of running the ball towards the second half, throwing off of their run, so to speak, to get out of third downs. But yeah, it's like I don't think that they're gonna play Williams that much. I think look at what he's doing with fresh legs. I think they're gonna want to keep his legs fresh, going into the playoffs. Man, that's a great point that Al brought up. Man.
Yeah, Baltimore just shouldn't show up. They should go to the bar and watch the other games.
Exactly, man. Baltimore should go back to being a drinking town with a football problem. So
there's got to be 25-cent wings somewhere in a harbor.
I'm telling you, right?
All right. 4 o'clock games. We got 3 of them. I like this Jacksonville-New Orleans game. New Orleans, where you at? 2.5-point favorite here, hosting the Jags. 53 is our over-under, the highest total on the slate. 73% of the bets going against the Jaguars here. So I know
going against them?
I'm sorry, 70% of the bets with the Jaguars.
Oh.
I think Blake Bortles.
Holy hell!
Blake Bortles is the darling of the fantasy landscape this week. I mean, you take a look at his price point. Drew Brees right around the same one there as well. I mean, I would argue that both quarterbacks are tremendous plays here.
Well, I mean, let's break it down. I think it's Bortles over Breeze, man. Breeze with that fighting that patella fascia or fascia, whatever the hell it's called. He's got something wrong with his foot.
It's a bitch.
Yeah, it's his plant foot too, I think, or it's his right foot, which is pretty bad.
Fasciitis.
Yeah, plantar fasciitis. There you go. Our resident doctor. You know what's sad is I actually was a kinesiology major at one point and had to take anatomy. Anyways, New Orleans, man, allowing 276 points or 276 yards through the air per game. We all know that their passing defense is awful, but we brought up Bortles. We brought up their receivers a little bit, but the guy that I think can really get busy is Mr. Denard Robinson. With also the Saints allowing almost 140 per game, 138.21 yards per game on the ground that the Saints allow. That is the worst total defense in the NFL, man. That's just awful. Like I said, a 138 on the ground that they're allowing, and then 276 through the air. Do the math. We mentioned Steel City stack. That is a good stack to have, but also have yourself a little bit of some Jaguars stack, please.
Yeah, Denard Robinson's actually my favorite play of the game here. He's going to be catching balls out of the backfield. This Saints defense just is not good whatsoever. And again, the spread here looks as if New Orleans is going to come back with some firepower this week after being slowed down a little in the first half there on Monday night against Detroit. I think Drew Brees is going to have a very good game today. I mean, the total indicates that we're going to see a lot of back and forth. Jacksonville's defense is not good whatsoever. They looked somewhat decent against Matt Ryan, but the three of us could look decent against Matt Ryan.
Yeah, you're right. They give 260 a game, man, through the air.
A guy, we talk about Denard Robinson. He is far and away my favorite play of this game, but Brandon Cooks here too could be an absolutely massive, massive payday for somebody today. He had himself a decent game there against the Lions on Monday night. Nothing too spectacular, but going against these Jaguars, anything is possible. I mean, hell, Julio Jones got back on a good foot last week, so let's get busy, Mr. Cooks.
Remember what Tennessee did to this team, right?
Yes.
Remember, I mean, it was when you actually said 42 for the total on this is a little bit weird. I definitely see more than that, and then I think Chris even alluded to it, a couple of weeks ago, is that game actually ended up being around 80 points. So, you could see it both with two terrible defenses, Jacksonville and New Orleans. You could see a barn burner here, man.
For sure, for shout.
Or shootout. I keep using basketball references.
Any more plays here?
Nah, man. I think it's pretty cut and dry, dude. If you want to save yourself some cap room, some budget relief, so to speak, take a shot on Allen Hurns. He can get it done too. A lot of people are giving too much attention to Allen Robinson. He's getting a double team as well as a bracket. That's kind of like a triple team almost. Leaving Thomas over, it leaves Thomas open over the middle, and once the defense starts to adapt and adjust to him, that's just speaking volumes for Allen Hurns to get the ball, man. You've seen what he can do. He catches. Whenever it seems to be an Allen Hurns day, he gets in the end zone, and by that I mean Bortles is either going to hit all Robinson all day long, or it's going to be Hurns. So that's the thing that you got to figure out with Bortles. Either way, if you have Bortles as a quarterback, he's going to get you some points today.
True. Sweet.
Yeah, I actually liked what you said earlier about Drew Brees maybe being a little sneakier of a play because everyone is on Blake Bortles, and for good reason. I'm on Blake Bortles too. I'm not going to pretend like I'm not, but Drew Brees, if he plays, I got to imagine he's going to be throwing the ball, so he's got to be at least healthy enough to throw the ball. And I love Brandon Cooks in this game. I also like a GPP play, maybe on like a Willie Snead, Ben Watson, something like that. But yeah, everyone on the Jags is in play. Everyone that suits up might get fantasy points on the Jags.
Yeah.
Both sides. It's coming from every direction.
It's gonna be a Festivus for the rest of them.
Julius, I mean, yeah, every single weapon. I like that Hearns play too. That's a good one. All right, let's get to the next one. We got a couple minutes here. Green Bay at Arizona. Cardinals 5.5-point favorites. 50 is our total, and the bets are split right down the pipe. I like Green Bay.
One of my favorite. I'm really looking forward to watching this game today.
Yeah, I like a Green Bay victory here today. I think we're going to see Aaron Rodgers get back on the good foot. We talked about our boy Dickie Rodgers on Wednesday. I know that sounds like the follow-up to the Eiffel Tower or some crazy sex move, but it's just a Green Bay tight end. That's all.
It's Dick for short.
Big Dick Rodgers.
That Rodgers combo today could be quite lethal.
And you also, I mean, we talked about this on Wednesday night's show with Dave. With Tyrann Mathieu being out,
right?
Who is going to do the dirty deed? Who's going to cover the guy in the slot? Who's going to be the safety that comes up and making hits on the on the running back coming out of the backfield? I think I don't know, man. I think Cobb gets busy today. I'm not saying that Lacy's going to have himself a performance, but I just don't see anybody being able to stick Cobb. You're going to get Peterson on James Jones probably, or Devontae Adams. He's going to take one of the taller wideouts for sure. With no Matthew for that Arizona defense, I think that's the catalyst, as I mentioned on Wednesday. That's the guy that really holds the defense together, the cornerstone, so to speak, for the Arizona Cardinals. I think Cobb has a big day. I think Cobb, the Rodgers tandem is too much for Arizona to handle. Good call with the Packers going into Arizona and taking on the Super Bowl contender. I'd call them Super Bowl contenders, so to speak.
Yeah, for sure. Now,
Arizona's a good team, man. And yeah, we'll probably see these two teams coming up here, in a couple weeks from now too, in a playoff play.
I think we will.
For sure. Now, that whole next man up mentality. Nobody does that in the league better than Arizona. Take a look at all the running back injuries that they had this year, all the wide receiver injuries that they had this year. But again, losing Matthew is a beast of a whole new species.
He was the steal of the draft, man. He was the steal of the draft, dude.
Sweet. Who do you like here?
I like David Johnson here. I like Cobb. I like Big Dick Rodgers.
Now, Ellington is back for the Cardinals.
Yeah, I don't think it matters. Yeah, I think they're going to use him like he should be used. I think he's going to be more of a Gio Bernard type play,
like third down back type of deal. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, and the thing is, David Johnson does it too.
Yeah, I think they found a gem with David Johnson, man.
Oh, he is an absolute monster.
And if you don't want him, Bruce, send him over to Coughlin.
Yeah, that's happening.
No, it's not.
All right, that's all we got from Green Bay, Arizona.
Yep.
All right, and then some of the wide receivers from Arizona definitely in play in this one as well. I'm not going to pinpoint one over the other, but you have your pick of the litter each week. Fitzgerald, Brown, Floyd. So
Nelson.
Any three of those guys could get it going. All right, let's get to Seattle and St. Louis.
Quick question now. I want to lead off with this one for this game because it's coming down. It's a lot of questions coming on my feed here.
Right.
Doug Baldwin, even if he is active, which we know he is, do you play him? I'm gonna go out on a limb and say no. I think Baldwin will be out there more for a scare tactic, so to speak, maybe for defenses to keep honest. But with a hamstring injury and Seattle having really a decent shot at making the postseason, I think they want to rest their weapons, as much as they can, as long as the game's safe. I mean, we see that I think the last time I saw it, they were 12-point favorites. So
yeah,
I don't think they will need Doug Baldwin, so to speak. So the question I have is, do I start Cobb or do I start Doug Baldwin, who's just been getting busy? And I gotta say it's a Cobb day, man.
All right, there's two sides of the coin here. Number one, St. Louis's defense is pretty good. They're pretty good against wide receivers. They have a very good defense over there. I believe the total of this one is at 40. That's not good. But on the pro end for Baldwin, Seattle really doesn't have that running game, so to speak. So, Russell Wilson will be throwing the ball a lot more than usual. So, I mean, you can take that however you want to. But, yeah, I think Cobb would be a better option than Baldwin today. I think they're going to err on the side of caution with him. I mean, look, the projection sheets like Doug again. He's not atop the projection sheets, but they like him, and he's been doing most of his damage without Jimmy Graham. So this is the reason for the big surge in Baldwin. Oh man,
tough one, right? It's tough.
It is.
I don't think they'll play. I don't think they'll play him that much. I just don't. I mean, he might get in the end zone, but I mean that's going to leave you maybe a 10, 12-point day with Doug. Come on.
Yeah. So for you have a very opportune position here because now you have Cobb and Baldwin there, both in the 4 o'clock games. So maybe some news comes out in between now and then. Something different, that helps you differentiate that a lot easier. So.
Well, that's going out to my guy. What's his name on Twitter, man? I can't. 17 to none or something like that. Pulling it up right now, but if you're watching the show, man, it's not that I don't know who you are, dude. It's just all these Twitter names are pretty hard to grab. All right, so yeah, this guy's question, it's 1 in 7 billion is this dude's Twitter handle. Yeah, man, that's different breed at different breed. So thanks for your tweet, man. There's your question answered. Anybody else that has some questions, tweet them out to us at the Wagner Wire or Al Walsh DFS, the Chris Tweet.
No, don't tweet me. I'm busy today.
No, tweet him.
Don't tweet me. No, I'm kidding. Whatever you guys want, you got it. All right, what do we got here? I missed 2 games completely. Actually, like 3, but that's all right. Whatever. Those games suck. Seattle, St. Louis. Jesus. All right, yeah, Giants, Minnesota. We'll get there. I'm all flustered right now. Minnesota 6.5-point favorites here. Over under 44. 60% of the bets are on the Vikings. The Vikings clinch a playoff berth with a victory tonight. So a very big game for them. I actually if the Eagles won last night, I really like the Giants in this one to come out firing on all cylinders. I understand they're missing a big piece of their offense, but they would have got it done somehow. I still do like Ruben Randall today. That's a tremendous value, being, kind of the only resemblance of a wide receiver. I know you got Harris out there too.
You got Ty.
You could do some dirt. Ty, not a bad guy either. The Giants have some weapons. Like, Vereen probably going to get a little more involved in the passing game. Jennings might go to him a little more on the ground. But,
Hakeem Nicks.
I mean, there's really, yes, big-handed Hakeem Nicks.
Mario Manningham, is he there?
No, he'll be there next week.
He will not be available for this one. I mean, look, there's a lot of different ways that you can go with the Giants in this game, but I guess if I had to take anybody, it's Ruben Randall.
Oh, if you had to take any of them. Yeah,
yes.
I don't take. You're being very nice, and I don't know if it's because I'm on the show or not, but
yes.
Don't take any of these guys.
Well, Wagner, I don't have to take anyone from the Giants, but I am taking for about the 4th straight week Will Tye. People keep trying to tell me to get off Will Tye, and I keep starting him, and he keeps getting me about 15 points every week at 3,000. So I'm gonna go with Will Tye again, and I expect him to get a little more looks this week with ODB out. And, Eli has
value.
Eli trusts him, and Eli's big on that trust. So when he trusts a guy, he's going to look for him a lot more.
Good.
Are we not in the trust tree?
I thought we were in the little circle of trust. Family of trust.
The Olive Garden?
The tree of the branch of trust or whatnot. I mean, I just
not in the...
he was wearing any panties at all.
Then I found myself wondering what color panties were.
Maybe they were tipped. Chances are they were just
maybe there's something I've never even seen before. Maybe there's something new.
Maybe,
Are we? Is it a Kyle Rudolph day going against the Giants today?
I'm going to say it's a Rudolph day and it's a Diggs day.
Diggs
Stephen Diggs is going to get busy today.
I like a Diggs.
I got Teddy B. I got what were we calling Teddy B earlier? I don't remember.
Teddy Biz.
Teddy Biz. I've got Teddy Biz as my GPP quarterback today. So
I think Adrian Peterson has a big day. I think they rest it. I mean, once they get a solid, substantial lead, I think Peterson comes out. But I wouldn't spend the money on Peterson. He's going to see limited time, I believe, but I think he's going to go off. I mean, I hope he goes off. I have him in one of my season longs. Yeah, that's right. I hope the Giants lose. We get a better pick if we lose.
God, you sound like me the last 15 years.
I'm sorry, I've never been like this before. This is kind of liberating, I guess.
Is that a tiger? Sweet.
Yeah, this is the fourth woman. This is Princess, the official mascot of the Big 3 DFS.
No, a cat. No, a cat is not the mascot of this. Fuck no.
A liger? No.
You better get a dog.
That's a liger.
Yeah, let's get a dog.
Yeah, we should get a dog.
I don't need a dog to make me feel good. Like, ooh, he's happy when I get home. I can deal with the cats, you know. They just want to eat. Maybe
you and Robert De Niro go get your affection. You and Jinxie Poo go somewhere else.
Oh Jesus! All right, we don't have to break down that Monday night game, do we? Because it's total shit.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's give it the benefit of the doubt. It's the Bengals and Broncos. I mean. Yeah,
Karen Osweiler, Monday Night Football.
I mean, what do you think about Sanders here? This is the guy that I wanted. Do you think Osweiler gets the ball to Sanders like he had last week? He had a tremendous performance, man. He went off.
The over/under on this game is on par with Houston, Tennessee. That's what I think about this
Ridiculous.
game.
Yeah, just under 40, right?
Yeah, fuck this game. No, I have zero interest in anybody from here. We got two backup quarterbacks. It's gonna be like that football game from back in the day where you put the pieces on the board and they crash into.
I think it was actually called football game.
Yeah. Like I know these two teams are very good, but this is not going to be a good game for fantasy purposes. Like, usually you want the late night bat there on Monday night, but don't even worry about having it this week. This is a shit show for all.
Yeah, I can't agree. I just thought we'd give it a little bit of a read off. Give somebody some credit, but maybe Sanders. That's it. I don't know.
I'll be watching
Thomas emerged.
I'll be watching NBA hoops tomorrow, as per usual.
Yeah, as per usual. Well, all right, I guess that'll do it, man.
Yes, it will. I'll actually be out watching games today for like the third time this year. That's a new record. But yeah, I'm not going to be able to do the show Wednesday. I have work Christmas party.
Nice.
A work Christmas party.
Correct.
Is it like an office-themed Christmas party?
We're actually going to Brooklyn.
Give me some pizza. Well, we'll figure it out, man. Either I'll host on I'll move the channel over to the Wagner Wire for one Wednesday, and then we'll come back on the DFS channel. But yeah, we'll figure something out, man. If you can make it, for sure, obviously let us know.
Definitely can't, but
Okay, so status is ruled out for Wednesday night.
Out for Wednesday.
All right. Well, we'll figure something out. We'll send out some tweets.
All right. Good luck to everybody out there today
Absolutely.
in fantasy football land. If you're in your championships, take that shit down.
Oh God, I'm like 60 points behind already. Thanks, Kurt.
Hey, you know what? Miracles do. This is how every Disney movie starts.
Right. I hope. Hopefully I can be in the
things
end.
happening to you on Saturday, and then Sunday it all comes around.
I swear, to the gods of football, if I win in fantasy football, if I come back from this huge hill, I will buy a mantle of Bill Parcells and Bill Belichick, and I will just sit there and pray to them. And actually, devoted Christian, I will worship no false gods, especially on Sunday.
That sounds terrible.
Doesn't it? God. That's
awful. All right, we'll see you guys later. Peace.
Later.
Deuces.